Hello, morning everyone, and welcome back to Tural.
For those just joining us, we are on our way to the 6th child in the rite of succession. Wakoma has all but one of her keystones so far, the one stolen by Bakul Jaja.
How is that jerk still a claimant? He loosed Valagarmanda. When we catch up to him, I'm gonna...
Save some for the fight, darling.
I think it's time to return to Tural. I think it's time to return to Tural. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling the legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I heard the 4-hour cabins calling their names. They don't have couples cabins. There's still 2 feats left to go. We want to face them refreshed and ready for action. I mean, none of them can be worse than killing a legendary bird snake, can they? I won't say no to clean sheets and a soft pillow. I will. I just got out of one. No sooner did we set foot back in Tural than I felt the weight of recent events set in all at once. I'm definitely due for a long nap. Eek sauce. I'll take the opportunity to think on some things. Ooh, introspective. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading out to the palace, Wakoma? Wakoma, did you hear me? Lost in our own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough.
You have a moment?
I have several, apparently.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Obviously, because you came here.
So,
Do you ever crush on me? 'Cause that's awkward.
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what.
Okay.
We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
Sure. That was random. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tural. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. We're not going to a taco stand? Dear, you're one of Wakamatsu's friends. I am. Shiwa, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in a bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this station of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? There's more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think that'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Bashiwa. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Sorry, Mailia, I'm getting distracted. It's just that the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters, feel that much more special. Do you think we can take our time, maybe wander around a little first? Then I can head to that spot I was thinking of. Okay.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Workor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
Well, I mean, I said I would finish it.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
Okay, another day. 2 stones to go. Oh, we have to beat up Bakujaja. I woke up after a long rest and Anya was out there fishing. You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. Yes, apparently I slept the whole time. I was glad to stretch some quality sleep myself. After all, it'll soon be back to the road for us. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone is rested well. Now that we've refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Saroja and Kona have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Bakumat would be equal to them, but for Bakujaja's thievery, which has left us 1 short. That conniving braggart didn't so much lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I'll be taking back what's mine. This I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakujaja's unleashing the Valadamanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. Can't say that I'm comfortable with that. Yeah, me neither. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. It's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people. I'll do what I must. The last 2 keystones will require The last two keystones we require are the Lay of Repast and the Lay of Brotherhood. The former depicts certain hostilities between Mailia and Tural in the forests of Yaktel, specifically near the village called Ikbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in as a baby. Where the Way of Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga it is said the foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Ketnaram befriended a two-headed king known as Autard before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, this is commonly held belief. The two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa. It says Ketnaram Tolo. So, you fuck me. The two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Ketnaram fellow must have been... The two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Ketnaram fellow must have come to Tural. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet, vestiges of Yakoi architecture notwithstanding. But you said Autard, didn't you? Then Ketnaram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk, is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time in the seat of Mamulja's homeland. It lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbrax. Then all things considered, Yaktel must seem the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. Riding in one of Kona's balloons? That can't be any worse than a ship's, can they? Maybe? Be fine. Just fine. Sure. How exciting. The design of Turali dirigibles intrigues me. I must know how they perform compared to the Eorzean airships. For as much as I wish to ignore him, Bakul Jaja is a real threat. We can't afford to let our guard down. Yaktel, where the Yakoi dreamed of the Golden City. Ready to leave when you are. That's what Anya's saying. Next flight to Yaktel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Are you sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Suspect too much. You ready? Bags packed and goodbye said? There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything, I'm just making sure you're not nervous. I've been on my share of airships. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? I just... until I've settled my nerves. Yeah, sure. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Mailia. I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is, third promise. Wait just a minute. I'll blue. Blue and Toby, of course, I'll wait as long as you need. A convenient excuse. Sorry to delay you, but we are able to discover the origin of Kyle's Eerie. Oh, that's convenient. You said before that it gained popularity in Tural as a protective port for travelers, correct? That's right, we tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design emanates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at a market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, to where it seems you are already bound. What? Then I shall receive my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather here, or yet another discovery to look forward to? Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the raid. Thanks, I won't let you down. I just got aboard this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. I really hope she wins. Yaktel will test your mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it will be.
The fierce Shepral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here where the Shepral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
That's a heck of a tower.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
What's a cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Is the Shepral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
This here dirigible flies between Tural and Tural. Thanks to the technology Kona brought back from beyond the salt, we've established a route that goes over the dense forests of this region. It's only been 3 years since the dirigibles were built, but I can't imagine life without them. If you're keen to soar through the skies, just ask the landing attendant. Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair and the vessel hardly rocked at all. I could hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced dirigibles. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Worry not, Pharaoh and I will ensure our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of one of these sea notes. Would I kill Aaronville to give me the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of a second chance? Well, don't fall in any quicksand and you'll be fine. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. Oh, give her a break. That looks like sinkhole. And here I thought it was quicksand. Necrosis. Oh boy. Is that Ibrax over there, I wonder? Yeah, we almost beat you guys there. Of Aaronville's insistence, I have yet to discover anything particularly blue about this forest. Valid. Take care not to get separated. I'd hate to lose you over this rampant undergrowth. Good, everyone's accounted for. Ibrax is up ahead. Let's be on our way. Let's do that. Okay. Sea note's this deep, I wonder? This is another sea note. Can I fall into it? I don't want to find out. Just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. I've fallen into a high tide harbor enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. She's about to fall into this by accident. What's so blue about this forest? You'll see. That's not ominous. Aaronville was not exaggerating about the sea notes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one, especially since you'd be wet. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Ready to head on in? Sure, let's go take a look. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly on us. third promise and her retinue, I presume? You presume right. I seek the Dawn servant selected. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Yeah, we were kind of busy killing a legendary monster. Everyone? And who might that be? There's but one way to find out. Come, let's follow him. Oh yeah, everyone's just waiting for us.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
Go fall in a hole.
We'd be waiting on your mangy hide. I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for that.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as a lector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise, if you would please join us.
What up, homies?
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned, only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Tural forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red.
Blue.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red! Which means...
Yay, Kona!
Together again, as fate would have it.
That means those
victory's
two
as
have to
good
deal
as
with it.
ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
Fall in a hole.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shebruk Pibil.
Wait, we're cooking?
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
She takes it on quick.
Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along?
Larchity.
But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tural onto a more prosperous future.
Oh, I don't know. I think there's a lot to learn from the past.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
Can you follow
Kitchens
instructions?
have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Where's everybody going, though? For the pairings to be thus decided, the stars align for us indeed. I agree. Do you suppose the first promise in Bako Jaja will wear matching aprons? I dearly hope so. Me too. The two claimants can receive keystone from this feat. Intimidating, perhaps, but irrelevant. We shall prevail. It just means we're gonna have to fight the other two later down the road. The second promise will no doubt have thoughts on how best to proceed. Let us ask for his perspective. I consider myself a connoisseur of all things tasty in Tural, but this is the first I've heard of the Shibruk Bibil. First promise and Bako Jaja are formidable on the field, but in the kitchen, I think the odds are in our favor. Yeah, this does seem a little stacked. Actually, kind of suspiciously so. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bako Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. We don't have to. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team poses a distinct advantage. You guys are kind of overselling the advantage. Of course we do. Any team I am on is bound to succeed. Funny. Precise. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition is a team of 6. The 2 claimants, Surreal Ja and Bakul Jaja lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With a task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble the necessary ingredients. Too easy. Yeah, too easy. That's a problem. Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could easily have been avoided. First order business should be determining the recipe for Jibruk Pebil. I'm not gonna get that one. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Tural people. Let's gather here once we've seen what clues the village has to offer. What, we can't just shake down an old lady? She's gonna know. We make use of the kitchen at heading time. I look forward to tasting your shabik a bit. Your dish. I'm just gonna say dish. The Garden of the Stars is a gathering place of sorts. Everyone in Garden of Stars is a gathering place of sorts. Everyone in Nikrax comes here to gaze at the night sky and hear tales about the stars. I imagine it will become even more lively after the changes made for the rite of succession. There's a kitchen now, after all, and nothing brings people together like good food and good stories. Food ain't ready yet. Well, you aren't here for that. Apologies. I get people breathing down my neck constantly, like they don't realize a proper meal takes time. This should be all I need. Gonna go rifling through your stuff. That one's called something I'm not gonna say. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Woods are peaceful now, but 80 years ago this place bore many terrible scars of blood. I believe it. Need to shore up our supplies soon. When we do, you're welcome to any firewood you need. It belongs to everyone after all. So much for our plan. Welcome, traveler. It seems you've come a long way. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. How come the recipe isn't on here? The recipe should be here. That's one of my questions. See the building around here? I painted them. Everyone knows that when searching for bracks, you look for the red among the green. It helps find our village no matter how far into the forest we wander. Every time I apply a fresh coat of paint to a building, I give a prayer that none shall lose their way. Brax, it's the home of the Jabral. We trace their lineage back to Brax, mightiest of the woods creatures. Ion, 80 years ago, our long war with the Momuja was brought to an end thanks to the intervention of the Dawn Serpent. Since then, we've lived in our peak. Cut our losses and head from Amok. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult can it be a second time? Yeah, we're standing right here. You're looking at salt liquor. Mind your own business. The recipe for Jabrak Habil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we're forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hamuruk himself. But your mentioning it is giving me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still a brook to be had in the market. Okay, so something called a brook. We named ourselves after the barracks who rule over the forest. A fitting title for those who look over the woods and its creatures. Get back into it. Get back into it. There you go. Beat him up. Squish him. Squish him flat. Every life that we vipers take is precious. It's our responsibility to use every part of the animal we hunt. Flesh and bone, bone and sinew, blood and sinew. Provided they aren't riddled with corruption, that is. Uh-oh. Corruption is a thing. Living so deep in the forest, we're dependent on its blessings to survive. We try never to forget the debt of gratitude we owe and strive for living in harmony with our surroundings. What fun this is! Okay? Banana? What banana? Is there a banana? That's not a banana. An unusually colored banana peel is neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. It appears I've dropped my Jatiki banana peel. I can barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven, and there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Shibrik Habil? To your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shabruk Pabil. You're just trying to make me say that as much as possible, aren't you? But one in particular she attributed to all common Zabral dishes. Even if the Jabruk Pabil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphino claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of Najul or banana in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean oven is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know that what's inside those bundles, then don't you? Oh yeah, I totally butchered that. Okay, so this is where I have a problem with this. I should have been able to smell it, and since I can't smell it, I'm gonna have to guess that it was a brook. But this is like, okay, what did it smell like? As would be expected of a dish called Jabruk Pabil indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of a brook, flavored with a combination of spices that include achiote and steamed underground within najul or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forests while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and the wild brook, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to the master gleaner. With that, we should try to divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready in the kitchen. I can prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Yeah, that's never going away. I too should be glad to volunteer my aid. I'd be happy to help, that's how we say it. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I'm happy to lead someone to a suitable brook, if they will perform their requisite deed. Alize? As for the Najula leaves, I believe I'm capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najula in these parts. They only grow in Shatika. Be warned, you won't find any Najula in these parts. They only grow in the Shatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Mamati, Mailia, if you would accompany me on my errand. Sure. No better way to whet my appetite. Oh, I hate that phrase. Good. Let us be about our tasks then. Next time on Dawntrail.
Nice hat, love.
Thanks. Join us next week when we'll, I don't know, go looking for a banana. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Please remember to spay and neuter your pets and family members. До свидания.